Hi guys, I would love to say that this is another triumphant video for Seasons in Garden, but the mere existence of this little machine over here says that it's not. We've had a little mole come and stick into our garden, make its wonderful home for this year inside our veg patch, and as you can see we only have like half of the border, half of our amaranths that are still alive in this border. I have planted them after I stuck this little machine in one of the mole holes, and right now we have some celery, but the beans are just like done. There's not going to be any broad beans this year. And this border is a bit overgrown with calendulas, but there is still a few cabbages inside, a little bit of celery and some Swiss chard, which is slowly growing, and I'm expecting to start harvesting it in about a couple of weeks. This is something that I can't wait because I haven't eaten like fish with potatoes and Swiss chard for a very long time. And in this bed that was supposed to be my tomato bed, I have recently popped in some bean seeds. There is this, as you can see, this is the flattened molehill in which I have planted this seed. There is a little bit of of weeds in the garden as per usual, and a couple of tomatoes that are looking good, and the rest of them are just still clinging on to life. I have popped the other repellent over here inside the mole hole that was in the bath. Now this bed is the worst. It was completely dug over by a mole. There are some radishes there left, but I have so far seeded onions, spring onions and carrots 3 times. And the new carrots and new onions are just starting to come up, so there is still some hope. But even the tomatoes that I have planted, maybe a day after the other bed, they're also not looking good because the mole has just run amok in this garden bed. I don't know why. I guess that the best food could have been found here. And as you can see, some of the tomatoes, even though they are planted, we put the poles the same day that we put tomatoes in, the mole still just destroyed their roots. So yeah, it really broke my heart. I'm just looking at this, at my garden that's usually producing quite well, even though the borders are small, but this is just, it's breaking my heart to see it like this. I mean, until this year we had some beautiful beans in the bean border, we had carrots, like last year carrots we had until Easter this year. The onions we would harvest in the summer and then we would eat our onions until January. And now I have 4 carrots and 3 spring onions and none of the broad beans. I only have calendulas, and since the tomatoes are showing at least a little bit of life, I guess that we might have some tomato harvest this year. But yeah, most of it this year I'm just really, my heart's broken. So I'm going to start with weeding the patch, removing everything that's not edible from here, and cleaning up some calendulas because they need to be dead-headed because I have a bit too much of them. But as you can see, even here some of the poles are just empty because they were destroyed. The tomatoes were just destroyed by the mole. Their roots were destroyed and they just didn't survive. The big ones are the ones that haven't been touched by the mole, whose roots are doing great. All of those tomatoes inside this border were planted on the same day, but these two are the least had the least damage, and they're just looking the best of all of them. Well, that's it for today. This year has just been one big disaster. From me first planting the wrong seeds for the peas, to the mole getting inside the veg patch and just destroying it, but we'll do our best. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon with a better agenda. Take care, bye bye.